Our next part is 15 minutes where myself as acting World Microbiome Partnership President and Lita Proctor as acting World Microbiome Partnership Vice President are to tell you about the history of the WMP and the objectives of the summit. Now, Lita was in the US, and apparently she cannot access internet this morning in Washington, D.C., where a major storm affected the whole district. So I will be giving this, this presentation for her as well. I will start with my own slide. But it's really a pleasure for us, both of us, to be presenting this. I will start with a brief history of the World Microbiome Partnership and somehow what brings us here today. Okay. 10 years ago, we started preparing the Microbiome Academic Colloquium that was held in October 2017 in this place, in this exact same venue. It was then centered on human gut microbiome. We've heard already a lot about that, but I can tell you we will hear more about other systems. But this was the central element, and essentially to tackle the uncontrolled rise in incidence of chronic diseases. We gathered at the time 23 speakers from 6 countries, including US and China. To the many or the few that are still here with us today, many thanks for your engagement. We aim for a higher objective this time around. In 2017, we addressed the state of play and the gaps of the field and anticipated major needs. Written here, advocacy, need for sharing of tools, of standards, of data across geographies, need for definition of strategic priorities, and for sourcing of funding. The key topics that we highlighted then were personalization of prevention and medicine, with specific priorities such as biomarker design, translation, as well as implementation of large cohorts and trials. Harmonization of procedures and standards, as well as harmonization of regulations. Looking back, we can say that some progress were made, but at a higher level, microbiomes have remained in the backstage. One Health emerged as a grand priority, with still microbiome remaining somewhat overlooked. Although among the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the WHO, for example, defined as its target 3.4 to reduce by 1/3 premature mortality linked to non-communicable diseases by 2030. And we all know very well that microbiomes have their word to say in this respect. Now, after the 2017 colloquium, a few European, US, and Chinese participants raised a call on public and private sectors, including the Quadripartite Initiative, to take action and support microbiome science. Thereafter, we presented our intent to bring the adventure further to the International Human Microbiome Consortium in Killarney 2018, and have worked since 2020 to prepare the WMP's legal statutes and build a draft vision, including sectors of One Health, geography, and the roadmap for the Inception Summit we are attending today. In 2021, we started approaching experts as tentative members of the Strategic Steering Committee, and were really thrilled by the enthusiasm stimulated by this proposition. In 2023, WMP was registered as a non-profit association based in Paris, and in 2024, we published the Lancet Microbe comment announcing the WMP and the summit. Now, raising scientific interest was obviously very rewarding for us. It was telling us that the proposition was timely, as indicated by Professor Gao just before me, and warranted the breadth of the One Health framework. I would like to express special thanks to INRAE, my institute, and especially its International Priority Programs Bureau, that has been extremely supportive and helpful on many aspects. And they really made this day happen. I also tested my ability to raise funds for the WMP, and being able to obtain support from our sponsors was also extremely rewarding. Let me list them. Many, many thanks to them. Gold sponsors include BioGaia, Opella, Danone, and Le Safre. Silver sponsors include GMT Science, Rocket, Bios, the University Paris-Saclay with its Biosphere Graduate School, and also Aprifel for the in-kind supply of fruit baskets that you will be seeing at the break. I'm sincerely delighted that we are here today for the inception of the WMP, honored and grateful that you, online and on-site, and many more actually have joined the adventure, but also humbly aware that this is just the beginning. And for the slides of Lita, thank you very much. So I will pass on to the slide of Lita, hopefully. Yes. So this is really our summit and its objectives. But we start with microbiome entities, and we actually collected the information we could for the Lancet Micro paper. And what we were able to show is that there has been many, many creations of microbiome entities since year 2000 roughly, and it started to pick up around 2010 with almost an exponential rise actually in absolute numbers. And if we look at their regional distribution, it really started with a few global enterprises, which are the region D, the circles in this slide, but over time, every geography around the world was concerned. We've reached a stage where today more than 115 entities are recorded in our analysis. Now they cover the whole spectrum of the sectors of the One Health and the whole regional distribution around the world. Of course, the human-related aspects are a major part, almost half of the entities, but still there are many entities that develop on multiple systems, really geared to the One Health framework. And what is also quite clear is that many of the entities cover several regions of the world at the same time. Now for the summit, we aim to bring together microbiome experts from across all sectors of One Health and also geographies, to highlight the role of microbiomes in human, plant, animal, and ecosystems, to advocate for microbiome-based solutions in One Health and related initiatives, and to introduce the WMP and invite all to join and participate in our actions. And we obviously count on you all to spread the word. Now, the summit agenda is divided into two main parts. We will start with blue sky sessions. It's not keynotes in the sense that you can address questions. This is true for the room, but this is also true for you online. And we have played with partnership from the very beginning. So each and every session that you will see is actually organized by 2 or 3 colleagues, experts, One Health initiative, health of humans, health of plants, health of animals, health of ecosystems. And they really, as Blue Sky Session, address what could World Microbiome Partnership do to address these critical issues. And the second part, starting just before lunch break, actually, will be the action session, where we address what will what WMP do to address these critical issues in the coming roughly 2 years, actually. And we have asked our colleagues in charge to propose a roadmap for the coming 2 years concerning WMP and public health and technologies and regulatory science and agri-food systems, fair data, production and sharing, climate change, and One Health. So I thank you very much for your attention, and I will start the Blue Sky session with the first presentations. But thank you very much for this part.